The upcoming meeting with Kim Jong-un and President Trump reportedly played a part in the president's decision to nominate Mike Pompeo to be his Secretary of State. The president today saying he's optimistic about the prospect of those talks.
Hopefully something very positive is going to come out of it. We'll see. And we're prepared for anything. I really believe something very positive could happen. Great for Korea, North and South, and great for the world and great for this country.
Joining us tonight, former CIA analyst Fred Fleitz, now a senior vice president at the Center for Security Policy, also author of the brand new book, The Coming North Korea Nuclear Nightmare. Fred, great to have you with us. Let's turn first to the president's optimism about those talks, and also the obvious balance that he holds with, admitting that there's just no way to tell what's going to happen.
Well, Lou, the president changed the game concerning North Korea by throwing out the diplomatic rule book, putting forward a much more aggressive policy than that foreign policy experts thought was appropriate. You remember several months ago they said he was going to lead us to war. Now they're saying he's being too diplomatic with Kim Jong-un. Yeah. We don't know whether these offers by Kim Jong-un are legitimate, but I think we have to pursue this, and I do think that the president has definitely made the North Koreans change their tactics.
I think that's absolutely right, and I concur with your judgment. I find it interesting that the commentariat, which is principally left-wing, it is establishment national left-wing media, they'll say anything so long as it's negative about the president, his policies, and his direction. So we almost have to begin with the view that what they say is immaterial to the prospect of a new reality. This president is pursuing that new reality and already has achieved more than many people thought possible by throwing out the rule book, as you say, a rule book that, by the way, led three successive presidents to just commit folly after folly with North Korea.
That's right. And where were these commentators when Barack Obama was pushing strategic patience? This was just a policy to do nothing and to kick this crisis to the next president.
Yep.
I mean, you know who these major people are on the cable television shows. They never talked about it.
No, it's embarrassing, frankly, to look at the level of political commentary in this country at times and the depth of policy understanding, or lack of depth of policy understanding. This president has said, the hell with you all. He's going to do what he judges with his intellect, with his values, to be the correct thing for this great country. And so far, he has been right on point on each issue.
Well, that's why I like Mike Pompeo going to state. The president is going to need a Secretary of State who believes in his policies and is going to do something that's crucial to the Secretary of State's job: filling the State Department, filling the vacancies, filling the mid-level positions that are crucial for implementing very risky policy initiatives like the president's bid with North Korea. Rex Tillerson lost an entire year spending millions of dollars on a reorganization plan that will never be implemented. That's why he kept all these jobs vacant. That has to be reversed.
Let's take a look at the broader canvas right now of some of the geopolitical challenges that the United States faces. The president was criticized roundly for being too close to President Xi Jinping. That now appears to be paying off. Behind the scenes, Xi has obviously had to play some sort of positive role with Kim Jong-un, or he would not be moving forward, in my judgment. What is yours?
I think the trade pressure we've put on China has really made a difference. Also, the Chinese leader does not seem to appear to like being publicly criticized by the President of the United States. He does not like being called out with data that China is cheating on UN sanctions and cheating in a major way. I think China is still cheating, but I think their compliance with these sanctions has increased significantly because of President Trump calling them out.
And also the theft of intellectual property. The White House is clearly concerned about what China's policies have been, just ripping off the United States, and they've done so for decades now. The president is making it clear he will not tolerate this, whether it's the European Union or whether it is China.
Unfair trade deals, cyber warfare, stealing of intellectual property. U.S. presidents have not really stood up to the Chinese on this, and Mr. Trump is, and I think the Chinese get the message.
And we get the message from Fred Fleitz, and we always enjoy doing so. Appreciate you being with us, Fred.
Good to be here.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Fred Fleitz.